Should I keep Priest of the Spaghetti? Since I have mining casualties, maybe? I don't know. I think it's an awkward keep, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it. You guys can't stop me. Was that Death Knight skin a shop one? You love it? I think so. He's calling us smart. I would always call you smart. Yep. Look at all these priests of the deceased. Even Shaman versus even Death Knight. Who is the most even? I think we're the most even, now that they're playing this against me. Also, this is pretty good, isn't it? Oh, hey, Eliza! So good to see you. Is this gonna be a game of all time, chat? Haha! Why is she moving like a robot? I don't know if I'll ever feel good playing even DK until it runs no pack filler cards. Yeah, it's close, I think, though. I think there's only a couple cards in here that I think are awkward now. Like, Unholy still has to run a lot, but I think it's mostly okay now. Wee. I guess I'm doing this. I don't love it, but I guess I'm doing it. I also think I'm gonna do that. The 1 damage doesn't really matter, and it sets me up to be able to like potentially Horizon's Edge. I'm just gonna like leave this card up because it's so beautiful. Super rewarded for putting that damage into the minion. Will I be punished? Will I be punished? Not yet. Not yet. And poop. No. Horrible. Absolutely abysmal news. All right, Horizon's Edge, get us out of this. Is it worth doing this now? I don't think so. Out of 70 packs, I got 3 legendaries. The game knows I want to quit. That is like slightly under average. Unfortunate. I'm sorry. Do you think that 2/2 Pirate could be good for a Pirate DK? What would the rest of Pirate DK look like? That sounds sus to me. I'll tell you that. I will, in fact, tell you that. I want to play this turn, but I feel like it's a really good idea to play this instead. Actually, yeah, this turn works out really well if I do like this. Wait, should I just do this now? Because if 1 hits here, this can trade there. Nah. I'll do that, then I'll edge. And if it doesn't if it doesn't... I'm just gonna kill this. The healing totem is scarier than this amalgam is. That's my opinion. Many pirates with Grey Strength is probably a deck, not a good one though. Yeah, I guess triple Unholy Pirate DK. I could see it. Alright, so now we need to do... I trade 2 here, then make this, then do this and trade. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 triggers, which is enough, isn't it? Yay! Math wins once again. Excuse me. All right, we definitely got Eliza next turn. I wish this was a battle cry. Oh my goodness. I guess this doesn't need to be better, right? Like, and they're trying to do funny like death growl combos with it. So, sure. This worked out perfectly. Cool. Man, these corpsicles are nice. Like, just being able to get them back all the time, that's sick. You're terrible at threads, always think it's defile. Yeah. Do we ever corpsicle our own Eliza? That is a good point. That is a very good point. We might do that. Oh. Hoist the spaghetti. I'm gonna do it. I don't care what anyone says. I'm also gonna do this. I drew this at like the perfect time too. You guys like my 4-mana Pyroblast? Owie! Well, we do this. We do Pyroblast. And then we're 1 mana off of ending the game right here. You could have hero powered the Eliza and save the corpse. Oh, that's a good point. Yep, you're right. You're right. You know what? When you're right, you're right. Another excellently, another excellent execution of the even DK by MartianBuu. That's how you know. What's on your shirt? It's a squid. This shirt is called Squid Night. intotheam.com/#ad, #sponsored. Use my link, intotheam.com/chumbo. That's my actual sponsor link, by the way. Where do you stand on killing AFK players in League? It is not your responsibility to help your opponent in any way. So if your opponent has an AFK person on their team, okay, let's say, for example, the going consensus in the League of Legends community is that you are supposed to just not even interact with somebody who's AFK on the enemy team. That opens up the space to have players deliberately pretend to be AFK so that you will misplay into getting killed by them. First of all, but also, like, you're supposed to get as much early gold as you can and scale really well into the late game. Like, it's just it's weird to not be able to kill opponents, like say they're AFK next to the tower. You're just supposed to let them farm experience that whole time. It just doesn't make sense. It's another one of those situations where the only clean solution is to just not have to worry about it. I fully support killing enemy players in League of Legends if they're AFK, to the point where I actually don't think that there's a real argument to deny it. It's just do you think if somebody's AFK on your team, it sucks, but it's not your opponent's responsibility to play around that. Players shouldn't have to worry about, like, is it okay for me to make a play that advances the goal of my team? It's just, it sucks for you if you have a AFK person. Being AFK is not an excuse and shouldn't be protected. It's your own fault for going away. I don't think it's, like, supposed to be Okay, so like out of respect for the person who actually went AFK, double, absolutely, of course. Yeah, you don't get to just like not get killed for 2 minutes while you go to the other room. That doesn't make any sense. It would be out of respect for the enemy team that's not AFK, you know, not like taking advantage of the AFK to win the whole match so that the other 4 players that are playing just get screwed. That's the question I was answering, but I think the answer is the same either way. Like, why? It's not your responsibility to not to worry about like the state of the enemy team when you make play the game to try to win. I don't know. This doesn't make any sense. Do the Druid quest untap potential work with the new choose thrice, or is it still the choose one? Branching paths, which is choose twice, does not work with the untap potential. So I would assume that choosing more times than that even would also not work. Another eloquent statement by MartianBuu. All right, that's a win, right? See you later, Kingslayer. What brings you to my forest? She destroys until she's powerful enough, then she takes over in a similar way to what happened to her. Oh, you like the flavor of Sylvanas? I didn't like how her story played out eventually. I think a lot of her character got ruined by the last couple expansions, but she was like my second favorite after Arthas Lich King for a long time. Where's the skin from? The shop, I think, but I don't remember. We're up against another shaman, so should I keep that? Do you think Trail Mix takes the spot of Wild Growth or other ramp spells? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It would be supplemental to Wild Growth. A Wild Growth is like so broken. You run max copies in most strategies, I think. Trail Mix is like Trail Mix is more worse innervate than it is different Wild Growth, if that makes sense. Do you think Trail Mix should have M&Ms? Yes. I actually have some Trail Mix with M&Ms right now. It's labeled as Mountain Mix. Trail Mix is a warrior card? Yeah, I kind of think so. I think it's has more warrior implications than druid implications. But the thing is, like, especially in standard, the ability to set up a big turn in advance, like, it's not like that's not going to be a card. I imagine it'll show up in some druid decks over the course of its time in standard. I think the bar in wild is a lot higher for ramp spells, so I think we'd be more likely to see Trail Mix in something like Auctioneer Druid than anything else. Well, do I want to try to save my buddy, or do I want to just clear this? I guess I'll try to save my buddy. Also, our Reska is gonna be pretty cheap here in a minute. Do I think they ruin the flavor profile? No, I always prefer M&Ms and Trail Mix, I think. I don't like need M&Ms specifically. What I really like about M&Ms compared to other chocolate is the candy coating keeps it contained, so like there's less chance that it'll melt all over everything and ruin the whole batch. Toil and Scrubble. But yeah, I definitely want at least a little chocolate in there. I think a lot of the time people put in too much. Like, I don't want too much chocolate in a trail mix. And I also think that like yogurt covered raisins are criminally underrepresented in trail mix. I feel like that should be an extreme staple. I want to see that every time. Every time. I have this, I can swing. So like 1, 2. I swing into something. Wait. If I do this, it just clears, right? So trading here, 2 will hit the board. No. 3 will hit the board. Oh my goodness. I am gonna have to swing into something, right? I'm pretty sure that's the math. Ba-ba-da-boo. All right. Reska is online. Hero power thread into 4 health totem, but then nothing dies. Like I had to attack. Just attack a 4 health thing? But then it would only deal 1 to the whole board. It's not defile. It like every time something dies, it deals 1 to the board. Okay, so this can go here. What do I want to do with the rest of my turn? Am I just doing this to go face? I guess so. This has to die first, right? So... Okay. I'll do this. I'll play this, do this. Steal their big old thingy. And then I've kept this for next turn. That's a play I've ever made. Put Ghoul into a 4 health thing, then attack a 2/1. Yeah, as long as I have to attack something with 2 health, it doesn't make a difference. There were a lot of like different ways like that. It was just if I could have managed to not have to attack there. After this, minion survives damage, deal that much damage to the enemy hero. That's funny. Wait, is this ever legal? Any legal prospects? So I could do this here. Then we have 7 additional damage. Curious. It is never lethal, right? Unlucky. Oh, you know what? And my poisonous thing is gone, so it's not like I'm even... You're having a good time with Naga Fatigue? What is Naga Fatigue? No, that is a good devolve minion, isn't it though? I've been on a break, but I haven't seen Totem Shaman in months. Days even. Yeah, it's less popular. It's less popular. One amalgam banned. Oh no. What if I just... Whee! The Marsh Queen quest with the new card bird watching could be a thing. I guess that does go, doesn't it? I think that does go. Depending on what type of rogue this is, I will just play this out on 2. I think if it's Pirates Rogue, I'll let them chill for a turn and then I'll Threads the turn after. Does not look like Pirates Rogue to me. Burr, burr, burr. Threads on Nerf gonna be sad? Yeah, it'll be brutal, huh? Well, okay, so they didn't unnerf Order in the Court specifically to preserve Holy Wrath Paladin. So I could see them not unnerfing Threads. Wow, my opponent sure did have an end of game animation there. Well, I don't really like the idea of using the buddy here now. What an insane hand. They did play a lot that turn, didn't they? It would have been more exciting for them if they'd gotten what you call it? Oh, I don't remember. Oh, Null. They didn't have any Nulls, so there's Null. The thing I hate the most about Miracle is just how long their turns take. It does take a little bit, doesn't it? It does take a little bit. Bit of a turn. All that hurt my feelings. I didn't like it. Wish my opponent would stop it. Wish my opponent would be nicer to me. Like, why do I have to take damage? Why can't they take damage? Do I want to buddy and then be able to play Murlocula, or do I want to play this and just hero power something? I guess I'll just buddy. Whoa. You're facing rank elite. Bum bum bum. How am I? I'm so good, Uther. How are you? Here comes the gear shift. I love how long the gear shift animation is. Chat, when I like fully edit a gameplay video and I face a rogue, I have so many extra edits because of gear shift and secret passage. Like so much extra stuff to just cut out the dead space because of those animations. And all rogues play so many of them. That's my story about gear shift and secret passage. I guess I like the idea of just doing this and that. They'll probably just make this trade, but in the case that they don't, or they have something better, I can just trade into it the turn following. You're fine, you got a signature legendary card. Which one? Start discounting Reska and charging Sylvanas sounds good against this deck. Will we hold off on an Arcane Giant for one more turn just so that I can kill it with this? Will we do that? No giant, no giant, no giant. Oh, nice. No giant. Really? That's the way it's gonna be, huh? I see how it is. No! Okay, dude, good. That was gonna stress me out. So if they do giant, bounce giant, I can even steal the rusher and trade it into the giant. How they found 0 giants, I know, right? Sounds like a skill issue. Does secret patches still get stuck for a little bit after drawing Shadow of Demise? No, thankfully. Thankfully they did change that one. But like the gear shift and secret animations, secret passage animations that I've had to deal with are much more akin to kind of don't want to play this. They're much more akin to like the parachute brigands animation, where it like takes a second to come out, where it's just not big enough to be on anyone's radar, so they're never ever gonna never ever change it for years. Like that and like the flame tongue animation. If it's just a little bit annoying, not on the radar. That's my opinion. Also, this is a huge problem for me, isn't it? As far as like rescuing stuff. Only as far as rescuing stuff. I can still Sylvanas. Oh. I think I'm just gonna Sylvanas. Let's start making progress on this, I guess. No. Like, I just want some control over when this opens. You know what I mean? And like, I want to steal this. I don't want to steal like that to absorb. Or me not get a threat. Unless, I don't know, that might be stupid, now that I think about it. I wonder what they're gonna choose with the Zephyrus. What does it get? Oh, like a flame explosive shot? What does Zephyrus give you for 5 there? That you'd want? Weird. Huh. Alright. Well, in that case, maybe what I'm gonna do is this. Okay. This first. This. Also, like, is there like a lethal here I'm ignoring? No, this has been really annoying as far as this and this. So I need to solve it, but we'll be fine. Okay. Get Meowth, coming in with the 2 months of Prime. Get Meowth. Happy expansion day, nerd. All right, perfect. How you doing, Meowth? Thank you so much for the Prime, my friend. Are you having an excellent expansion day yourself? Have you played it all? It's the legend Meowth. Yes, it is the Meowth themselves. Zeph actually gave Jiraxis. Interesting. Alright, now I'm scared of death. We're not too scared of it. So you have 6 damage in hand. Oh. I had a lot of damage there. I could see how I might have had lethal. Would Hearthstone be good in this deck when you're out of options? It would be good in this deck when you're out of options. The question is, would it be good enough when you're out of options to run, considering how bad it is when you have options? That's the question. You've fallen under my spell. You've fallen under my chunks. Should I keep these 2? Space Junkie, please rat my Primus. Elbman only 3 legendaries from 100 packs. I feel that mass pack opening feature is rigged. Well, I feel like if you buy 100 packs, you shouldn't only get 100 or you shouldn't only get 3 legendaries. I feel like I'd rather just focus on how lame it is that the system allows your experience to happen. That's too many packs to buy to not get a reasonable amount of legendaries, you know what I mean? Like, you should have a decent chunk of legendaries. For how much does that cost? How much is that? It's like $100, $120. You shouldn't get 3 legendaries for $120. Maybe this deck needs C&E. It might. It might. Come on! That'd be sick if it did. What should I cut for C&E? I was thinking about cutting Priest of the Deceased, but I actually kind of liked that. I don't think C&E was even winning us the game that we just played, though. That's the thing, is like, I don't think it's enough to swing the matchups that give you enough time to get there. Shatter their bones. Never let me keep the scan, by the way. You're saying the pity timer for legendary rate should be lower, like 1 guaranteed legendary every 20 packs? I mean, ideally, I don't know their like math on like how much that would hurt their bottom line. It could just be that the there's no fixing the system like that as far as maintaining profitability while you make the game like free to play. I think I would just rather if there were like not I think I would like it. I know that I would prefer that there would be Hearthstone competitors where the way that you acquire cards wasn't through packs. That's what I prefer. Like if you buy it, like, you know how some games they come out with a new title every year. Could have hero powered and played them both for free. Maybe they're scared of death. I could see that. Or would that have... Yeah, no, that was better. Interesting. Are they gonna kill me from here? I don't think so. But I think they might kill me next turn. Like, you know how there's genres of games where like some of them it's not just free to play, pay to win. So like Hearthstone type games are freemium, where it's like you know, free to play but you pay to win more often, at least. And then there's games where like every year they come out with a new title and you pay $60 and you just get it, you know, you just get the game. Card games could have those, you know, like somebody could make a free-to-play, not a free-to-play, a regular game of cards where you're like, wait, do we really just win? That's great. That's great news for the Marshy fans. Corpsicle's actually getting there. So terrifying. But yeah, so like, what if instead of you know, what if it was like World of Warcraft model where like every year or two there's a new like arc with regular installments throughout. Be more fun. And then you could actually like, you would always get the value out of your money. That's what I want. You know, like I want it to be like they come out with an expansion and you don't pay $120 3 times a year to not even get all of it. You know what I mean? Every card game is all in on the pack model because businesses like that. It's mobile, like people like mobile games like to take advantage of that type of model, and you know, people don't think about the fact that it doesn't have to be this way because it does have to be that way in IRL card games. But it doesn't have to be because you don't have the same like production issues in digital that you do in physical, as far as like making cards available to people. Again, stopped being free. You're crushed. You can't play this. I'm actually crushed. I can't play this in standard. But yeah, I feel for you. I'm sorry. Have you ever played the Android Netrunner card game? I did play Netrunner. My buddy was much more into it. That's the one where like you need 2 decks, right? Because somebody always has to be the evil corporation and somebody always has to be the rebels. And then you play best of 2 so that both players are both, yeah. That game like fried both of our brains. I liked it and I think I would have gotten more into it. The problem is like it came out when my friends started getting into it, it was like right after I had already started getting into Panini DBZ. So like It was kind of too much all at once, especially considering, you know, like Netrunner is the living card game model, right? So that is actually worse than the pack model because it only rewards players who are there from the beginning. So it, like, they sell sets, like with complete play sets in them in boxes, and so you buy it, you have the whole set, and that's great. But the problem is, if you say like the game has been out for 2 years, right, or it's been out for 4 years, whatever, and then you're a new Netrunner player, you start getting into Netrunner and you want to build a deck, well, you can't just buy all the cards for your deck because they're only available in those preset boxes. So there can't be a secondary market for the individual pieces of it. By which I mean, like, say there's a card, ham sandwich, and you need your ham sandwich for your deck. Because the only way to get ham sandwich is from one specific pre-made set. No one's going to buy that and sell the individual pieces because the price of the cards that are worth buying that way are going to be most of the price of the whole box. Because nobody's going to want to buy like the single cards of the crappy ones. So it's not efficient to buy a bunch of boxes and then resell the pieces within it, secondary market wise. So for you, the person who's trying to get into Netrunner, your 60 card deck that you want to play is split throughout the last 4 to 5 years of Netrunner. So you have to not just buy, you know, like, let's say $60 worth of cards to finish your deck. You have to buy the whole history of Netrunner in order to start getting into it. So like all of the $40 boxes that have released like 4 times a year for the past 4 years, you have to buy all of them to optimize your deck. You can't just pick just the pieces you need off of the secondary market like you can with cards that come out of packs. So to me, that's why IRL card games have to be the way they are out of the packs. There's no way to do it other than like what you could do is you could do a living card game model, but also make your cards available to purchase in singles online. But the problem with that is that then why is anybody going to buy your big sets? Like if buying singles online is affordable enough that you don't have to go back and buy all of the history of Netrunner, why is anyone gonna go buy the history of Netrunner? You know, like you just like you can't sell the cards that way. People will just buy them in singles. So I don't think there's any way to make the living card game model make sense, in my most humble Marshy opinion. At least as far as physical card games go. But once you get into digital, you can sell the newest ones for a complete price, and then the older ones you can start selling as a bundle. So like in digital, because you don't have like physical copies laying around that you're trying to at least break even on, it's just old content. So like as the older the content gets, the more you can kind of scrunch it all together as like a catch-up plan, the way that World of Warcraft does it. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do, let's see, is it ever lethal? No, right? So if all 6, 9, 10, yeah, it's never lethal. So we just won't worry about it for now. Fantasy Flight stopped making expansions, so a lot of it is like third-party stuff now, and nobody frowns on proxying the cards either. Oh, sure. Small groups of people do whatever they want. A proxy is a good solution. Not if you want to sell cards. If you allow proxies, as soon as you allow proxies, there's no incentive to buy the game. Wow. All right, Horizon's Edges. Actually, we also have this, huh? Oh, one went face. Perfect. First one, straight to the dome. Straight to the dome. Yeah, I was thinking about the new Kyurem now for Lost Box and Drapion V from UV Max that are straight up counters, but don't feel as bad either way. Yeah.
You've fallen under my spell.
I think something like the Spiritomb that makes basic V not have an ability is a little bit more devastating. Because then you're looking at if the Mew VMAX didn't have a way to like bring that up and kill it right now, the whole deck is just over. I think that's more encroaching, like the type of thing I don't like, but yeah, like Kyurem, you can run Manaphy. Easy peasy solution. Protect your things on the bench.
When I shoot ya, it's gonna hurt.
Oh, well, there's that thing. Happy to have the whatchamacallit out of the way. Kingslayer, huh? Kingslayer with the Pirate Demon Hunter. Marshy, in your opinion, what is the most nightmare-inducing Pokedex entry? Well, there are some ghost Pokemon that have some really terrifying entries, but I gotta say, Darumaka is probably the most horrifying Pokedex entry. I'll say that much. That's the one where everyone puts the Pokemon's poop in their clothes. Oh my goodness, it's patches time. It's patches time, everyone. Hold your horses. Ow. 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 I mean, we definitely have to threads here, right? Okay. No patches yet. No extra patches yet. There's the Adrenaline Fiend. Cards for Marshy? No? Unlucky. Unlucky. I can corpse that, or I can take this opportunity to play this weapon. After friendly pirate attacks, give your hero +2 attack. So I think that needs to die no matter what. I guess it should be that, because now this is in play, which I really like. There's a Patches. Wow. It's a falling Illidari. Patches being a demon hunter is interesting.
Good hit, my turn.
My turn.
Good hit, my turn.
Here it comes. The pirating. I could freeze face, then I get to draw cards, kill off this, and play this to kill off one of these. Seems good. Eliza really does make this so much easier. Oh, we have the other Quartzite Crusher to play too. This is good. This is pretty good, chat. Pretty good. Dracovish has my favorite Pokedex entry. Its mighty legs allow it to run at speeds exceeding 40 miles per hour. Too bad it can only breathe underwater. I didn't know that. That's funny. That's pretty good. Alright. Do this. And do this? I think so. I just didn't want to waste damage, you know? Alright, now my opponent's thinking, surely this time I'll get to swing with my weapon. Surely after this turn I'll get to do it. We'll show them, don't you worry. We'll show them what it means. You're a fan of potatoes? I'm not a fan of the token patches cards. Yeah, they don't look that exciting, do they? Monoburn. Cheating. Cheating. Aw, goodbye, buddy. You will be replaced by the other buddy, don't worry. You will be replaced. That's what everyone likes to hear, right? Do you think our opponent's gonna concede as soon as they see what I've got in store for them? As soon as they see what the Marshy is cooking? It was never lethal, was it? Alright, sick. Awaken, my child, and embrace the glory that is your birthright. Know that I am the Overmind, the eternal will of the swarm, and that you have been created to serve me. Behold, that I shall set you amongst the greatest of my cerebrates, that you might benefit from their wisdom and experience. Yet your purpose is unique. While they carry forth my will to the innumerable broods, you have but one charge entrusted to your care. For I have found a creature that may yet become the greatest of my agents. Even now it resides within a protective chrysalis, awaiting its birth into the swarm. You must watch over the chrysalis and ensure that no harm comes to the creature within it. Go now and keep safe my prize.